Hi everyone, my name's Stephen Howson. You might have seen me on such programmes as Z-Cars and other things that are a lie. Thanks for tuning in. This is match review of Manchester United beating Chelsea down there at the Bridge. Get your questions and comments in and stuff like that, and I'll be coming to them in a wee bit. But yeah, Frank Lampard has had to change. I think Frank Lampard's missus has changed. Instead of saying Frank, it says Ollie's bitch. That's what it says. It's a fact. Yeah. Bitch. So I find it fascinating the way Frank Lampard's been absolutely piped off. Hang on, what's going on here with these lot? What's happening? It's what? Oh, God's sake. I find it fascinating the way Frank Lampard has been absolutely piped off by the media, and I find this happens all the time with London-based teams and managers and players and stuff like that. And 3 times this season, Solskjaer, who hasn't been perfect, far from perfect, has absolutely tuned in Frank Lampard, who's got, that midfield that Chelsea are able to put out is fucking unbelievably good. And I think if we'd have had that midfield all season, we'd be in a far different place than we are now. Because I think it's our midfield where we've been really let down by everything. But yeah, I thought, decent, solid performance from United tonight. Played on the counter. Not so much in the first half. Definitely as the game wore on, we knew with the goal advantage that we had, we could start to do that. So that was what we went and did. Do you know what? I'm going to have to find out what's going on here. Just show me off camera. Okay, that's oh, right. Why have I got glitter in my hair? It's good times, isn't it? Right, do you know what? Actually, can I go off topic for a minute here? If you've been joining in with the Paddock watch along that we did today, if you didn't, you're missing out. I'm biased, but it's the fucking best watch along for me. And it's all these dickheads behind the camera, even Cameron, who make it what it is. I think we absolutely capture the vibe of going watching the match with your mates. That's all I ever wanted to make when I made Stretford Paddock, was that it echoes what it's like going to the match. You don't talk about the match that much at the match. You talk about everything else. And actually what we've got on Paddock for the watch-alongs, I think we've got that vibe perfectly. It's fucking hilarious. And anyone in the comments now, explain to the people why the Paddock podcast is so... The Paddock podcast, the Paddock watch-along, they're fucking hilarious. I nearly pass out from fucking laughing on them. They're so much fun to do. Loads of people talking about the Mino Raiola comments, and we did briefly touch on them in the watch-along, actually. The guy's a fucking helmet. Honestly, and if... I don't know how people can defend Paul Pogba when he's allowing his agent to say shit like that. And if you do have an agent that's coming out and saying stuff like that, if it's not what you want to be put out there, you change that very quickly. You be like, listen, Mino, that's not acceptable, mate. We are X, Y, and Z, or no, that's not my... So the fact that he's coming out and saying this sort of shit, you know that there's something going on. Solskjaer came out last night and he said there's no guarantees for Pogba in the starting 11. Fair enough. And you don't want, like, oh, yeah, because he's Paul Pogba, he just comes straight back in. He said the lads have come in and some of them have done well. And you're thinking, right. People moaning about VAR. They're always going to moan about VAR. Supposedly, Lee Dixon was saying it should have been a fucking penalty. I thought VAR was bang on today. It wasn't one of those millimetre offsides, which I thought it was when I first saw it. It was a full foot. That's offside, isn't it? According to these rules. I don't agree with those rules, but according to these rules, that was offside. Wherever Pogba goes, Mino goes. Good luck next team. Yeah. Smash the likes, says Stefan. Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. Smash the likes for us. 2,000 watching. Let's get about 500. Do you know what? If we get 1,000 likes, I might get Cam on. But, I thought very solid performance. It's not going to change the pressure on Ollie, sadly, because that's now the conversation people need to have about a football team rather than actually analysing the football and what went right and what went wrong. They have to just talk about fucking changing managers and transfers and stuff. It's such a fucking short-sighted, babyish sort of attitude. It's not something I fucking subscribe to be honest with you. So, that being said, let's talk about the football. I'll be doing 5 things we learned in a second right after this. So that'll be out tomorrow if you fancy a shorter version of that. But Wan-Bissaka, decent little assist. 100% dribble success, 4 clearances, 3 block shots, 2 interceptions, dribble past, 0 points. I thought Wan-Bissaka again solid, as it proves there. Blocking shots left, right and centre. I wouldn't mind seeing him as an option in the back line. All right, yeah, he did get an assist tonight and absolutely fucking annihilated Willian. But there's still levels to this game that I think he could have improved. And if at times Luke Shaw didn't look perfect, so if we'd have switched it the other way around and gone with Wan-Bissaka in the back line and maybe Delo, I think that might have improved us a little bit. But I still think there's levels that we can improve on all over the place. Several people in the comments talking about Bruno. I thought he was very, very good, Bruno. 3 chances created, a couple of tackles as well, 92% pass accuracy in that first half. Assisted directly from a corner, which is the first time in over a year that anyone's done that for United. I don't remember the last one, to be honest with you. Maguire hit it, sweet. So, I don't think there was amazing... Joe, actually, there was one real good pattern of play between Fred and Bruno in the first half. But aside from that, there weren't many amazing patterns of play where you're like, oh my God, this is rolling back the years for United. But I thought it was a very enthusiastic performance and solid performance, and I don't think you can ask for more than that. Bailly looked amazing and mental in equal measure, which is what you get with Bailly in it, I think. I think that's why he's a bit of a cult figure at United, because he's so fucking mental. And he's equally as likely to chase someone out of the line and kick him in the arse as he is to make a match-winning clearance. Good to have him as an option. Oyvind says agenda on Luke Shaw here. He was mint today. He wasn't mint. There's no agenda, mate. I think as a centre-half, his positioning at times isn't perfect. I thought he was fine. We kept a clean sheet. We limited the amount of shots we had, but there was times when Luke Shaw was a bit of an issue. And I don't think you're being honest with yourself if you don't think so. The same way I've just said about Bailly. Bailly was fucking shambolic and mint at the same time. That's what you get with Bailly, which is why I like him as a bit of a backup for it. What do I think about James in the game? I thought James and Marshall were largely anonymous. Obviously, Marshall got a fantastic goal. He met it sweet. I don't know how the fuck he outjumped. It was Rudiger he outjumped for it, wasn't it? Was it Christiansen? I don't know how, but it was fantastic. Man of the match, VAR. If it was, it was. Shaw did a good Fellaini run. Bruno will look better with a better forward line. Yeah, I thought there was a lot of times, I think we was all sort of saying, like, really like to see Greenwood and maybe Ighalo. We only got Ighalo for a few minutes. So close to having a goal, wasn't it? Oh my God, this fucking place would have erupted if he'd have managed to get a goal in. But, decent, like I said, solid performances all round. Can't really get too excited. Apparently Dave's done a post saying that Williams has played more minutes this season than Foden has in his entire career. When did he make his debut, Foden? Was it 2 years ago? Sounds about right. Yeah, Giroud had him well out of position. Pogba and Rashford in this team, and Bruno will bang. Unfortunately, I've said it since we signed him and before, actually. I do think Bruno is Pogba's replacement. They probably will play together before Pogba's sold, but I'm very certain that Bruno is going to be replacing him. Ighalo can actually hold the ball up. It's amazing, isn't it, when you get someone you go, oh. That's like I said, when people go, can Delo play right wing? Not really. We just had no one who can, and we just think that's what it looks like. Is Ighalo the greatest hold-up player the world's ever seen? No. But because no one else can, we go, what about do that? So very excited to see how Ighalo does. I reckon he probably starts on Thursday. Do you reckon, lads? Thinking he starts on Thursday? Yeah. And that'll be very interesting to see how he goes. So, yeah, Chelsea, 1 shot on target. That was a bit shit, wasn't it? Joe says, I'd like Bay as a DM instead of Matic. I didn't notice Matic tonight. Well, I usually watch the game back when I get in, and I can actually watch it properly. So I'll watch it and see how much of Matic actually... In fact, let's have a quick look at his stats and see how involved he got, because I really don't remember doing anything good or bad, to be honest. Something I often don't notice on the first go. So let's have a quick gander at what we've got here. Lineups. Let's have a look. 34 out of 40 passes, 85%. Let's have a look where they were going. All over the place, actually. Definitely favouring the left-hand side more than the right. And defensively, 6 ball recoveries, 1 out of 2 tackles, 1 interception, 2 blocks, 2 clearances, 1 headed clearance, 1 block cross. Solid-ish, I guess. It's not bad. Matic was economical. Yeah, that's probably fair, I guess. Yeah. So, yeah, I would say happy days. Matic give a couple of unforgivable passes away. I mean, yeah, but were they as bad as the ones Bay did? Jesus. Right. I'm probably going to wrap it up there, but come and... Oh, actually, have we got any questions on Discord? We have. Apologies, folks. Nearly fucking left just then because I'm not on my laptop. Where's Discord on here? Righty then. Chelsea review. I've just seen someone saying Lingard, man of the match. How much of a cunt is Raiola? Why do people hate Tony? I'm assuming that's Marshall. Has he been getting abuse, has he, tonight, Marshall? Are we now kings of corners? What, after scoring 1? Who's Ollie's bitch? Mino is the answer on this. Well, I don't think Mino's anyone's bitch. Why did the Premier League put us on tonight when we're playing Thursday? Did I nearly splurt juice out of my pee-hole when Gallo was 1-on-1? Yes, I might have done. Gallo has many shots on target as Chelsea did. 91st minute they put him on. I like that. Is Bruno top dog or what? Yeah, and do you know what? This is what we were saying about having better players. If you just had better players in the mix... how much it's easy to make the team tick a little bit. Do we think we're seriously 2 or 3 players from competing? Yeah. Because if you still keep around roughly what you've got a bit of depth then, and depth's a good thing. What do I think of this formation going forwards? I like 2 strikers. I don't like these 2 strikers together. But I do like a 2-striker thing. How good did it feel seeing a set-piece routine work out? We were still vulnerable from corners, though. We conceded, technically. Who was the last good corner taker we had? Di Maria any good? Is he saying Ashley Young? Has he not done enough to be murdered already tonight? Do I think people are being harsh on Lampard's fledgling? Loads of inexperienced players out there today. Didn't they mention how old that team was, actually? Why? What are they doing here? 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 What are they doing? Why are them 2 teams on a table next to each other? What are they doing? Right, I'm going to have to explain to you. This is fucking outrageous. Right, on Monday Night Football, if anyone's watching, and you're watching back going, what fucking hell are you on about? Or if you're dual screening it with us, they've just had this current Liverpool team, which I may remind you has yet to win domestically anything, and the treble winners of 99. I would love... All right, Roy Keane's just put Alexander-Arnold in for Gary Neville. But I don't actually get what Alexander-Arnold offers when you've got Beckham on that side. I think you need a defender. I hope he's just gone, that's the only change I'd make. I hope he has. He has got vendettas against random people, hasn't he? So he's probably going to fuck Schmeichel off a bit. Right. Well, apart from that being fucking utterly ridiculous, I'm going to have to tune in and find out who the fuck Roy Keane's putting there later. That, I think, might be his only change, which is fucking well funny. Has Bay earned a right to start more often? Yeah. I mean, but more often than the fact he hasn't played isn't very often, is it? Ighalo showed great signs in a few minutes. He was on, he held the ball, made a run, which wasn't seen, and then got a one-on-one. Want to see him start next league game. Play him against Brugge, and let's see what goes off. Wasn't Luke Shaw offside for being out of position for the offside Giroud goal? Got to watch it back, but off the top of my head, I think so. Do we need another centre-back like Koulibaly? Yeah, I thought we probably did miss Lindelof tonight. Did Ighalo's style of play fit the system and seem to keep shape a little better in the short time he was on? A higher quality Ighalo style player in the summer needed. I think that's what he wanted Haaland for. It'd be very interesting to see who it is. I think it's going to be someone like Dembele, me. Can the Ollie haters still say that Poch will get it done better? Again, big teams fall to Ollie. Would I rest Marshall against Bruges and play Ighalo so Marshall's ready for Watford? Yep. I'll actually play Ighalo and Marshall against Watford, though. That's going to be a tough game. Does Marshall scoring save him from the criticism? Don't think he had much before or after the goal. It probably does with people who just watch fucking highlights, but yeah, I thought it was pretty ordinary. But ultimately, if your forward scores goals, you can't really complain too much. Does the VAR decision paper over the cracks of what was an average performance? Cam saying yes in the background. Ultimately, we scored 2, you scored 1. Sound. He's put Van Dijk in the team now as well. Right, now you're getting well carried away, Keane. I'm gonna find him. I think he might take Cole out or something. Don't know who for though. Fuck's sake, Roy. Where does Pogba fit in that team? You play midfield free, and he fits in fine. And he goes on the left hand side. You put Bruno on the right, and I think that'd be happy days. But I've said how many times I don't think you're seeing that from August onwards. Why does the media treat United and Ollie differently? They're all so sorry for Frank. Is that the thing that we've seen? Everyone's sorry for Lampard. Fucking pathetic. Is Bruno mint? Yeah. And he hit the post as well with that free kick, didn't he? Oh, not been far away, blood. I'd be lumping in on him for Watford to score a goal, I think. Does Luke Shaw have a right foot? Maybe. Was it pants off in Studio 68 if Ighalo scored his stoppage? Yeah. Fucking hell, did you not see? Yeah, we all nearly fucking did it anyway. I swear to God, lads, the names that some of you lot have got in here, you're literally just trying to get me to read out unreadable shit, aren't you? Fucking hell. With it now being 3 points separating 4th and 7th, meaning Chelsea could drop out of European football by next week. Did you hear that, Cam? Who's he just changed? Who's he changing now? Who's he changing now? Don't you fucking do it, Roy. Put a tiny bit of volume on so we can hear the... No, he's not put Jordan Henderson in. If he's not put Jordan Henderson in, you might actually see a meltdown from me if he does something as fucking bad as that. Down a tad more. Right. Carragher's fucking getting out of jail here by saying he's going to play 4-3-3, which means he can bin off Giggs and Beckham, basically. So Keane only put Alexander Arnold. Yeah, Keane did it right. He's still wrong with Alexander Arnold because he offers. Fuck's sake.
Who's that Johnson lad? He was alright, wasn't he?
Who?
He just said, who's Johnson?
Johnson? Oh, Johnson. Oh, yeah. I was thinking Johnson. Do I need a Balti pie? Says Balti pie. United shouldn't play 5 at the back, too defensive. Wasn't needed today. How can you fucking say that? And for starters, it's not defensive. Look at the territory we have. Look where we sit in possession. It's not a fucking defensive formation all the time. Just because it's 3 at the back, it's not... What's happened? What's he done? Oh, Carragher's just talking. Right. He's probably the best right back going. Are we talking about Trent here? It doesn't matter. What? As everyone that flick that you just go, he's good, pick him. What attributes is he bringing to that 99 side? I'll tell you, fucking none. If he was in the 99 side, he'd be a midfielder. And guess what? He'd be a budget David Beckham. So he wouldn't play. He's not a better defender than Gary Neville. And therefore, he's not going to dovetail. The thing about that Manchester United 99 team, it was the chemistry of every little partnership all over the pitch. Beckham and Gary Neville was a partnership. York and Cole was a partnership. The people who come off the bench worked in tandem and blended into what everyone else did. Scholes and fucking Roy Keane were partnerships that blended in together. Giggs and Irwin were partnerships that worked together. Johnson and Stam, obviously, partnerships that worked together. Schmeichel was mental. The whole thing worked because the whole thing blended in together. You can't pick Galactico teams. And this is why combined 11s, cross-era combined 11s, are the most utter bollocks in the fucking world. What's Van Dijk doing? Is he a better player of the ball? Certainly on the floor. He's got that big fucking long goof into the corners of the pitch. But this team isn't playing that. This team's not doing that. They need a more refined sort of build-up. Ronnie Johnson was good for that. Like, what are you gaining in this team by swapping? It was the perfect fucking football team. You don't need to change it. Jesus fucking Christ. And leaders, yeah, the fucking leaders of them all in that team. Outrageous. I'm taking this too serious. It's what I do. Igalo and Greenwood against Bruges. Oof, yeah, do you know what? Let's wrap it on that fucking note. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe. Five things we learned will be on its way for you in the afternoon tomorrow. But thanks for tuning in. Make sure to give it a like. And yeah, fucking see you in a bit. Laters.